Welcome back to God's Blueprint today. We are looking at Genesis 34. Let's be completely honest. This is one of the darkest, most disturbing chapters in the Old Testament. There are no visions of angels here, no moving altars, just a horrific sequence of violation, deception, and brutal vengeance. It's a sobering reminder of what happens when a family settles outside of God's geographic boundaries and takes justice into their own hands. Let's examine the blueprint. Jacob's family has settled near the pagan city of Shechem. His daughter, Dinah, goes out to visit the local women of the area. While she is there, Shechem, the prince of that region, sees her, takes her, and violates her. Afterward, the text says he falls in love with her and begs his father, Hamor, to get her for him as a wife. When Jacob hears that his daughter has been defiled, he says nothing. He just waits quietly in the fields until his sons return. When the brothers find out, they are absolutely furious. Hamor and Shechem come to negotiate, offering a massive financial alliance and suggesting their families intermarry and live together in peace. Jacob's sons respond to the pagan royals, but the text explicitly notes they speak deceitfully. They claim they can't give their sister to an uncircumcised man. They demand that every male in the city of Shechem must be circumcised, or they will take Dinah and leave. Shechem and his father agree to the terms immediately. They go to the city gate and convince all the men of the town to undergo the procedure. But look at the horrific distortion of the covenant here. Jacob's sons take circumcision, the holy, physical sign of God's covenant of faith, and weaponize it into a tactical military trap. On the third day after the surgery, while all the men of the city are still in intense physical pain and unable to defend themselves, two of Dinah's full brothers, Simeon and Levi, take their swords, march completely unopposed into the city, and slaughter every single male, including Hamor and Shechem. They rescue Dinah from the palace, and then the rest of the brothers loot the city, taking all the sheep, cattle, women, and children as plunder. When Jacob finds out, he is horrified, but his reaction is telling. He worries about his own safety, saying, "You have brought trouble on me by making me a stench to the Canaanites. They will destroy me and my household." His sons defensively fire back. "Should he treat our sister like a prostitute?" The chapter ends in a cloud of bitter resentment and blood. Genesis 34 is a raw, unedited look at the cycle of brokenness. It shows the devastating ripple effects of sin when human vengeance replaces divine justice. It's a dark valley, but it forces the family back to the only place they can find cleansing. Thank you for joining us for this study on God's blueprint. If this difficult chapter helped you see the raw honesty of the biblical narrative, hit that like button. Next time, God calls Jacob out of this mess and back to the altar of Bethel. We'll see you there. Before you go, here is today's question. Simeon and Levi used a sacred spiritual practice as a cover for a brutal act of personal revenge. How can we guard ourselves against the temptation to use our faith, our theology, or righteous anger as a weapon or cover-up for our own pride and bitterness?